What is up, people? Hello and welcome back to the Cup Chasers. Welcome back to another episode. We got the full panel here tonight. Of course, Nez back in the building and my man Asif back from his travels. He's made it home safe and sound, and he is gracing us with his presence this evening. We are certainly grateful he has made it back. How you guys doing tonight?
I'll let you go first, Nez.
I'm good, man. I just got home from work, but I finished work at about an hour and a half ago. I just take my time coming home, but I'm good, man. Glad to see y'all.
Hell yeah. Massive win on the weekend, Asif.
Yes, I'm glad for it. We've been catching up on the results after my hectic traveling. But yeah, it's been good. We can talk about that in a bit in regards to Liverpool's results, but
we'll get there for sure.
But words, I did mention it. I did see the uptick once. I did mention it with the change in formation, and he's proving me right. So,
love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Well, yeah, people. Thanks for being here. Of course, go ahead and smash up the like button on your way in. Of course, hype it up if you got any of those left. We're certainly happy you are here. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. It would be my pleasure to welcome you to the community, of course, and we want to know what you're thinking in the comments section down below. I think tonight we'll start with what is freshest on everybody's mind. Manchester City going to the final of the Carabao Cup to face the Arsenal after smashing Newcastle tonight, 3-1, 5-1 overall. But it was a bit of a rough patch at the weekend just gone by. Of course, we haven't spoken since that game versus Spurs. How you feeling, Lewis? Let me know. Tell me what we're thinking.
Well, first you said smashing, and I'm going to disagree that they smashed anybody today because they looked like straight garbage. A 3-1 score line is the greatest lie that you can have on this one because that result was not true at all. It was exactly what they were, which is why they drew. Who did they play? Spurs. They drew Spurs.
Spurs the weekend. Yep.
And the funny thing is, and all respect for Pep Guardiola, and I understand, you have to face the media in the way you face them. But when they shared the table of what City looks like and where the table would be if the games ended at the end of the first half and the second half, and he threw some sarcasm. That's nice that you say that to the public, but you keep doing the same thing. So that means either you're not addressing the problem or you don't know how to fix the problem or they don't care, right? It's one of those. It could be many, but those three, the first three that come to mind, but they looked awful. They looked absolutely awful. Finishing still stinks. They clearly don't know how. Now, and I'm going to give credit here. So young defenders back there took Ake out, put a lane in, and they looked like they were young, and they are. So they looked young, but the midfield in front of them didn't protect them much. And, you just got Mr. Smiley there and Foden not really doing stuff. And then you bring Rodri on, didn't get any better.
Foden was poor today. Like it's gonna go. I feel like it'll go unnoticed because of the scoreline and the situation. Foden was not good today.
He was not good. Cherky came on and looked 1,000 times better than him. Cherky was putting balls forward. He was getting guys and Holland out there not finishing. All of a sudden, Marmoush didn't know how to shoot in the second half. I don't know what happens in the second half or when they go in the locker room. Maybe.
My opinion, Foden hasn't been good for the last couple of games. But
no, like 10 games. But maybe here's my answer to the halftime. It just came to me. I have the answer. Hopefully, Pep Guardiola, hashtag Pep Guardiola, listen, please. Instead of going in the locker room for halftime, stay out, get orange slices, and just stay on the field. And then what you got to do, because whatever's happening inside of the locker room is causing something super disconnected to happen because they don't even play the same. So stay out there, stay in the cold, get some orange slices. I mean, hey, you can fly. I plan on coming over there anyways, but you can fly me over. I'll do the orange slices. I'll buy
the orange slices. Team mom.
Like, come on, man. Like, whatever's happening inside of the locker room is not working because they look awful. and we can go consistent game after game after game. They look like they don't even know what's going on in the second half. Because even in the 10-1 victory, the second half they looked awful.
It's interesting. It's interesting to me because I actually looked up your disparity of goals, and it's not what I thought. You scored 49 goals so far in the league, right? And it's only 27-22. You got 27 in the first and 22 in the second half. That's not as big as a disparity I expected, but obviously I've watched all of your games this season, and the eye test tells a whole different story. Like it's very clear that there's like a disconnect at some point. Maybe it's halftime. I mean, but there's so many examples now that it's, the question needs to be asked. I mean, Leeds drop off, Chelsea drop off, today even Fulham, so many times we can show, well, you were good here. And then.
So you said you looked at how many goals they scored in the first half, right? Or did you say disparity? Was it goals or
No, so you got 27 in the first half, 22 in the second half.
Now,
in Premier League.
Now, what you have to add to that, because you're just talking about the goals we've scored. Now look at the opponent's goals scored in the second half. And I bet you that looks completely different. And that matters.
I bet it does. I bet it actually does.
So
what's the difference? Like let's see that loading wheel I was talking about. Why are we, what's going on? Why is there a difference? Why is there always seem to be of late?
I'm going to be honest. I still think and it's weird because it's a History FC thing. And, City should definitely not be, especially the players, be on History FC mode, but they think aura is enough. They really do. They think aura is enough. Oh, City will finish you off. But if you recall, because I was watching, I didn't get to see the first half, but I saw highlights of the first half. But the second half, I watched, and I said, you know what I see? Remember 2 years ago, Jake, when I was like, hey, man, we keep giving up dumb goals. Remember me saying that all the time? All of those happened in the second half. All of them. So this has been a problem that has existed for years. The difference is you had defenders that covered it up, and you had attacking players that finished. De Bruyne was on there, scruff, go finish. That's not happening in the second half anymore, and that's the issue.
I think another big issue with it as well is the elephant in the room that you've mentioned it, you've said it, but I don't think everyone in the City fan base, and especially not Pep, has accepted it. But a great example of Rodri's lost pace and step was 3 minutes after he came on today versus Newcastle. Tonali. It wasn't Anthony Alenga. It was Sandro Tonali that's run around him and run past him, and he's pulled him back. It wasn't a speedster, So I think Rodri has a little bit to blame, a little bit to hold up
Newcastle, there. Personally, I was watching some of this game, and they were losing too many second balls.
In the first half, not in the second half. In the first half. The second half, they didn't lose second balls.
But it is what it is. I think they've had a bit of a drop off as well. When
you got to see him firsthand at the weekend,
So they've had a bit of a drop off in form. See what the manager does about that in regards to Newcastle's form as well. Not just
if he makes it, if Eddie Howe makes it.
Yes, exactly, because from what he's inherited, he's done well. You can't, but it depends on now how they crack on, because they won a trophy last season. Now they need to show some sort of improvement going forward. So
Arun is in the building. What's up, my man? He's watching us on a Thursday morning all the way from India. Thanks for being here. Yes, Arun, we will get to the Tottenham game here in just a hot second. Lewis, I have your statistics. Second half goals conceded, 17.
So the 22 don't matter, right?
And you've only conceded 23 times total.
So that 22 and 22 don't matter, right?
I mean, you have a +5 goal difference in the second half. But the biggest point for me is that you've conceded only all but 6 of your conceded goals. He's saying Manchester United will show how to beat Tottenham at the weekend. He wants
1,000% believe it.
He wants you to be there. We'll see.
Spurs.
The way they're playing, they probably will.
They will. They will.
They should.
They will.
Spurs are Spursy, but yeah, they should. But another damning stat here, and I don't know how much you like XG or not, but your XG against in the second half of games in the Premier League is 19.7. That seems like a big number.
Yeah.
That seems like a big number. Let's by comparison in the second half for Arsenal. Oh wow. Oh, it says 0.68, but that's the match versus Chelsea. I was about to say, holy crap. That would be incredible. Because we've conceded a few from the in the second half recently. Yeah. I don't see like a reliable one right here. Anyway, but yeah. This is an interesting thought too, because Marmoush was decent today. Marmoush was decent in that first half.
Until Holland and other people came on in the second half and they moved him out in the middle.
Fair. But when Marmoush was playing up top, he vacated the space a whole bunch in that first half and was getting wide on the left, and y'all didn't have anybody up top.
Yep. And
it was kind of like a Semenyo and Marmoush were kind of trying to share the space. It was kind of weird.
That's because when they do that, they convert to like a 4-4-2. In addition to that, Marmoush plays a lot closer to the way Aguero played.
Right.
And so since Aguero played across the entire front, that's where they look their best. But the thing is, then Marmoush, he's weird because it seems there's moments when he doesn't know when he's supposed to pass or shoot, which is quite funny.
I have a question, Lewis. Do you think City were more fluid with Marmoush in the team?
It depends on who's behind him. Like, I think all of that matters, because the thing is, are they more fluid when we had like a double pivot, right? Because it was Nico and Nico O'Reilly, and one played up as the 8. They kind of interchanged, but it was fluid. And then you had Reinders playing like a 10. Yes, when you have players that are in position moving around, yeah. But when Holland is in there, Holland is unfortunately, but he's a good player, a straight line guy. Like he runs straight on. Like I've literally been in City supporters groups watching the games, and Holland literally will never run off to a wing. He'll never
more predictable, basically.
Yes.
The most dangerous he was today was the straight run down the middle when Shirky found him with the good pass, and he was able to kind of touch it around the defender, but it was right down the middle.
That's go look at it. He doesn't go wide. Like the times where he's had the ball on a breakaway himself, he runs straight he'll run at a defender instead of going. He's faster than you. Like I sit here and looking at, okay, maybe it's because he's giant and it's maybe harder for him to turn the angles. But like, go wide, let guys run to the middle. But he doesn't. He takes up the space, and so now other guys can't come to fill the space, and so we're not finishing chances. And he's literally missing chances. Like, he's missing chances that he used to hit. Like, I mean, and all of these things are happening in the second half. I mean, for him, it's been the whole game because he's only had 1 goal in open play, and I think the last 8. So there is that. But
is he tired? I've heard a theory that he's shattered.
Well, if tiredness affects how your brain works, sure. But like physically, he does the same thing. Like if I'm a defender, if I can be physical enough to deal with him, then I'll be fine, right? Because he's going to run a straight line at me, and he's just going to assume that I'll be faster. And this is where, if we go back to a criticism that Zlatan had for him, is he said he's not technical on the ball. And you don't need to be technical, but you need to technically understand where you're supposed to be. And this is why if Holland played with Marmoush's movement, Holland would be unstoppable.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree. Minus the Foden thing, right? Foden, Turkey, and Reinders, anyone behind them will work. But yeah, Foden is out of form, so I'm going to take Foden off the card for that one. I don't want Foden there at all. So Shirky and Reinders, and I mean, again, what makes it also bad is when I got my double pivot of Nico and Rodri. Rodri again, he thinks aura's enough. Like, dude, it's like the superstar player that doesn't know they don't have it anymore. You don't have it anymore, man.
I think that's something that Rodri's absolutely going to have to come to terms with.
Somebody got to tell him.
We're definitely going to get to this, and especially since Asif is here tonight, we'll get to that. But let's go back and talk some mad you-know-what about the weekend, because I did the watch-along for that game, and I almost locked it off at halftime because that's how poor Spurs were. And they lulled you to sleep. Did they lull them to sleep? I think they did. I think they absolutely did.
Did he play like booty? Because I think they played like booty butt cheeks. Just like I text you today, they played like booty butt cheeks.
I mean, you were. It was walking pace in the first half, but Spurs, like, they did that. It was a lot of games like that at the weekend. West Ham lulled Chelsea to sleep, or Chelsea lulled West Ham to sleep, gave them a 2-goal lead. You know, it was kind of like that at the weekend, and then so Spurs. You know, Rodri does need support. That's true. But Spurs lulled you to sleep for sure.
Well, before I answer the Rodri thing or the comment, because I think it's a good comment, but yes. Spurs at the end of the first half switched on and started attacking when they were down 2-0. Like they woke up then.
As soon as
And you saw City was capitulating to it. So when they came right back out and did the same thing, there was no reaction. And so when City fans are complaining about, they didn't call this a penalty or what, I don't care about any of that. Go and look how many missed chances we had in the first half. Because if you score those goals, then you don't care about that. And that's where I live. Like, the refereeing is bad. At this point, I don't care because I can understand if the refereeing was bad and those were the only chances we got. But that's not the case. We're getting tons of chances. Like, Holland was all over the place. They were not good, man. I'm just being honest. They were not good. And so teams are basically saying, hey, we're just going to wait City out in the first half. Just don't let them get too far ahead. And then we're going to just bum rush them because they play a high line. Now, they played it back a little more today. But, I mean, you play a high line, and then your midfielders are losing the ball. So if it doesn't matter because if your midfielders can't hold the ball, then you're gonna get killed on the counter because we're not good on the counter. And the crazy part is City's not slow. Because the thing is, I can understand if they're slow, but Kuznov is clearly fast. Nunez is good. Fast. Gehi has decent speed, and Nori is not like a slug, so it's not like they're slow. They're just bad against the counter because they're not positionally together. They haven't played enough together, so they don't know what to do. And they think aura is enough. Aura is not enough. And so what he said, and so Rodri needs support. Rodri needs mental support because there's players around him and he's making mistakes. Like this is the first time. Go look at the City had. This is the only. He didn't start this game, and City won. Every game he started, City has either lost or drawn. That's on him. He's played bad in all of them. What support do you need if you're getting the goals and then the second half you're yanking guys and what are you doing? Like if you're tired, say, hey, I need to come off. Like what are you doing? Like you're hurting the team. Bernardo doesn't do that. Like Bernardo don't turn the ball over like that. Now we can judge and get on Bernardo as much as we want to, but Bernardo doesn't do what Rodri does. Bernardo will recycle the ball and play backwards and play slow, but he don't lose the ball. Rodri's out here losing the ball, fouling people, getting stupid cards. Like, you're not – the Ballon d'Or was 3 years ago. Get over it, man.
Two knee injuries ago, 2 surgeries ago.
We don't care about that. So support, yes, he needs someone to mentally sit down and talk to him. You are not him anymore. Play through your team. That's the support he needs. Because, for example, like even when he made the comments about the officiating, stop it, man. Since when do we do that? Since when? Finish the chances, stay home, hold the ball, you win that game. Don't blame the official for stuff like that. Stop it, man. Stop it. Nobody's trying to hear that. Since when did City complain? The league wants us to lose? Come on, dude. Do better than that.
That's not what I saw today. Just saying.
Do better than that. Do better than that.
Not to throw an M80, not to throw a cherry bomb into the mix here, but I did see an angle of the replay where Gahey's foot steps on Solanke's plant foot before he swings his other leg, and so technically could be a penalty.
I follow a ref channel, which is actually a good one on Instagram. I can't remember the name, and I like how it's broken down. While I say all that, hey man, that didn't decide the game though. So I hear you.
No, the Olivier Giroud scorpion kick did.
But even then, none of that decided the game, because if you finish your chances, then it don't matter. I don't care about those things. Like I literally don't. You're making excuses. If you're taking your mental energy to complain about the referee instead of playing, you miss it. That's why I sent you the thing that Coach Don Staley of the USC Lady Gamecocks says. One of the best. Yeah. There's like, if I'm spending my time focused on a referee, I'm not focused on my team. Get the team. There's a problem in the team.
Second one was a great goal, though.
Yeah, the scorpion was great for sure.
I ain't hating on nobody, man. That result. That was the result. The result was the result. He said the
Spurs. I'm hating on them, of course.
The last time, you remember when you lost the game leading at halftime? I don't. If it's this year, maybe all of them.
Have you?
I don't know.
I don't know if you've lost after being up 2. I know you've drawn a couple after being up 2.
Well, those feel like losses, so I'm gonna count all of them.
The Leeds one, you were up 2 on Leeds.
Yeah, but the thing is, these are complaints. If we had a Remember AI wheel, the Remember AI wheel would go back and say, hey, you know what? He used to say that a bunch about them giving up dumb goals, because it's what they did. But the problem is, you ain't doing it on the other side. You can't hold the ball. It's the aura don't exist. Finish.
Yeah.
Finish. So, I mean, am I happy that they're making the final? Absolutely, I'm happy. Based on just aggregate, they deserve to be in the final. Do I know what's in the final? I don't know. The final's a month from now. I don't know what team is going to show up.
A long way away. It's on the back burner for me as well, because I'm not even sure. I'm not sure where we're going to be. I'm not sure, because what I do know is it's March 22nd, and it's smack dab in the middle of a Champions League quarterfinal.
Yeah.
So,
in addition to that, injuries and international windows and all that stuff is coming. So I have no idea, because I didn't even know. I saw yesterday that Saka was hurt. I didn't even know Saka was hurt. But like, Saka's hurt. Diaz might be back, but at this point, Rodri will probably be injured again.
Diaz was on the bench today. Ruben Diaz was on the bench. He didn't come in, though.
That was a number. He wasn't there to play. He wasn't going to play. Because think about it. If Diaz, because Ake came off at half. If Diaz was supposed to play, he would have came on. He was just a number. Because Elaine came on. And
I thought you were going to play up by 5 goals. I thought at halftime we were going to see the kids, the people whose names I didn't know. I was surprised.
The adults aren't playing well. Don't insult the kids like that.
No, I'm saying the adults had the varsity had done the job, and so I figured the JV would come in. No, that's how it was at Academic Magnet. Shout out Academic Magnet High School, where I went to high school. That's how it was when we, when I was varsity, we were 1A, right? So we played against no names. We occasionally played against big schools, but we played against tiny schools and had a really good team. So the varsity would score 6 goals, and then we were done for the day. We would sit, and we had a huge program, and the whole JV team, we were allowed to bring 30 dudes for the game, so we'd have a whole second team come in after so I figured we were going to see some of the kids, but I guess Pep agrees, and he didn't like the mentality, and so he brought in Sharkey and Holland.
Just speaking about the finals, I'm listening to a lot of Arsenal supporters over here in the UK, and they're all believing now. They'll all be like, "We're gonna win something." I was like, "Don't jinx it! Don't jinx it!" but they're all starting to believe a whole lot more, which is a good thing. But
Well,
hopefully,
go ahead.
hopefully the injuries, like you mentioned, wrong time of year, that could derail it. As you know, it's still a month to go. There's a lot of games between there now, so we'll see going up. But I think in position wise, Arsenal are looking good. But we'll speak about Arsenal. I've got a few insights from the Chelsea game that I wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just to kind of keep it fluid, though, segues are weird. But tell me about Liverpool versus Newcastle so that we get that in, and then we'll do the Liverpool City stuff.
Yeah,
4-1 comeback.
4-1. I'm absolutely happy about that. But I'm just before we even start talking about that, I'm not happy about the transfer business.
Yeah.
We got Jeremy Jacquet. A lot of good teams were after him. I think that's a good signing. However, what's the point in getting him in the summer? We need someone now. We are short in defence, so they should have at least been a loan signing or something. I mean, even West Ham got the Chelsea guy. What's his name? Dixassi.
Axel Disaster. Yeah,
and but we didn't get anyone for cover. That was just it's absolutely ridiculous. That's just for the transfer business anyway. Going on to that, Ekitete, top man. He's probably been our best player of the season. Words, he's impressing me now. Like I said, since that change in the little tweaks he's made for the formation, been playing really well. Can't fault him. Even Konoe got a goal, and it's.
Hey man, that is.
When he gets a goal, it's gonna be at it.
I love to see that though. I love to see that though, man. After all he's been through, I can't even imagine. And then to get the goal, he never scores, but then to get the goal, point to the sky. That one's for you, Dad. It's a great moment.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not my favorite player, but I think he deserved it. Great goal, and great dedication, really. I think we're playing a little better. This is fingers crossed. But we'll see. We're getting a bit of confidence through the Champions League as well. When we beat that team Carabao 6-0.
Q-Bag, yeah. Arun's got smoke for everybody. Elliot Jones.
Elliot.
Well, I mean, he's a United fan, so he can't stand Liverpool.
Elliot is gonna rot on the bench till Aston Villa decide to send him back, more or less. And then Jones, he's been playing well when he has a chance now and again. He's still inconsistent, but he's against Man City on the weekend, we'll see what Liverpool turn up, because it could be either way. I think there's goals in it with the way our defenses are playing, but it could be but they could just make it a really tight game like they normally do with top 6 teams and just
Liverpool and City is always open. Like they always play open. Like they score against each other. I don't think they can.
Yeah, but it's not like 3-all games, or usually it's maybe 2.
No, but they go at each other. I think they're gonna go. I give the City pool sort of thing credit because, and it's not to knock others, but it's because when they played each other, they went at each other. Like they was like, "Hey man, we not holding the ball," and they attacking, man, like every chance. And I mean, I don't know. If this looks like a basketball.
It's at Anfield, so I do think there's going to be goals in it.
Yeah, it's a basketball game, man.
I think City have to go for it too.
They absolutely have to go for it.
If anyone wants to put a bet on, I'd say to both goals, both teams to score, but that's just me.
Gamble responsibly, people.
You shouldn't get any good odds on that because both teams will score.
And we'll see, because we've got another hard game straight after that with Sunderland away. And Sunderland no pushovers this season. So
they haven't been beaten at home.
Exactly.
At all.
So And then I think we've got Newcastle after that again.
Ooh, but that's going to be at St. James's.
I think not. Bear with me.
Yeah, because you just played him at Anfield.
Yeah, we just yeah. So
Woof.
Woof. We've just got we've got a couple of games coming up. So
who starts for you, Asif, versus Citeh?
Citeh obviously was.
Salah's been poor, man. Once again.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's going to cause problems, but I'd rather bench him in that game. Just from the way he's playing. But we'll see. We'll see what slot comes up. If he's actually, if he's how do you say? If he's strong enough to actually bench him after what he's done before previously as well. We shall see. We've got a couple of games coming up. These 2 games. Once we get over these 2 games, I think we're in a better position. But we shall see. I think we're playing a lot better. But the defense, I'm still not keen on. And I think it was a missed opportunity not getting at least one extra body, especially with Frimpong not being the most reliable when it comes to like his hamstring and stuff. So
he's not injured again, is he? Frimpong?
Frimpong. He was injured previously but before I
yeah. Oh no.
So
man, I don't know. Salah's been back from AFCON, but
I don't think that's what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, the thing about this is though he was kind of already gone before, and then we know what this is in reference to, But I have not seen a good performance from Mo Salah since I can't even remember. It's been a while
since AFCON.
Since before AFCON.
No, I mean in AFCON.
Oh, at AFCON. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Fair enough.
He's got one foot out of the door. I think he's just waiting to go to Saudi in the summer. So
I don't know, man. The way Saudi looking right now, he sounds like he'll be like Al Hilal, and then Cristiano Ronaldo will be in the MLS. And
hey, I heard in my stream today, Prague, one of our normal subscribers, he was telling me that Ronaldo wants out of Al Nassr.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, apparently he's not. He wasn't happy. Apparently he didn't want to play for the last game.
Have you looked at Al Hilal? They got a super team, man.
Yeah.
Did they just sign Benzema?
Yes.
Benzema just went on a free. I know
they're basically Miami.
It's been a bit funny in that league because I know Kante wanted to go to Fenerbahce and they didn't register him properly, and now he's in limbo.
Oh, that didn't happen. I thought that was
that didn't happen. That's a lot of players don't seem happy in that league at the moment.
Interesting. How do you feel about this, Asif? Salah's best performance was the bomba.
Salah's I really can't comment on.
Well, there's a school of thought that talks about players signing large contracts, a la let's see, Aubameyang, Alexis Sanchez. Some might even say it of Martin Odegaard. You sign a giant contract and then you just don't play very well ever again. And Salah has recently put pin to a $400K a week deal. Just saying. Just throwing that out there.
Well, he'll probably be making a little bit more when he goes to Saudi this summer. So it's
Hey Arun, calm down. You watch it. Watch it. He signed that 3 weeks ago. Give him a break.
when he went to but as a club, you expect your players to play, no matter how you're a contracted worker, whatever. In any form of life, you're contracted. They expect a performance based on your contract. So it doesn't matter if you're on 100 grand or 400 grand. you expect your best performance, and he's not performing regarding. So even if when he was less than when he was on a 200 or 300,000 pound contract, so that's value for money. It's not there at the moment. But like I say, we'll see. Maybe he might turn it on for the last couple of matches. Who knows? Or the last. We shall see. But he doesn't look like the Mo Salah of old. I think most people can agree with that.
Well,
I think he might get a legacy pick. We might see him. It just might be a legacy pick because it's a big game.
See, but this is Mo Salah is facing the same Rodri conundrum. In their brain, they're him. On the field, they're not him anymore. They gotta stop, man. Like, for example, the Arun who said, Salah crying on the bench, like, dude, you not that dude no more, man. Like, hey, you just be. The thing is, the manager would start you if you show that your brain is why you should be out there. Because you can lose physicality, but...
It's in the post, mate.
Yeah, he's going to send it through the mail all the way to India.
But, it's weird because, you do the thing, and it's like, if your brain makes you still good, then that's good. I'm going to give you a perfect example of a player who lost physicality, but still was able to mentally do the thing, and the team still benefited. Kevin De Bruyne 2 years ago was physically done. But when he was on the field, as Jurgen Klopp said, Kevin De Bruyne is about to come on. England is worried. And they were, because Kevin De Bruyne's game moved from physicality to my ability to make the passes, to read the game, to know where to be. And so when he couldn't run anymore and he couldn't make the passes, that's when City had to let him go, and I respect that. But he left, and the thing is it sounds crazy to do it, but I mean, I guess all teams have one great player. When that player leaves, there's a gigantic hole that's missing now. Because what he did that other people didn't do was not there. Salah had an amazing last season. He was amazing last year. But here's the funny thing about athletes that they don't understand. Sometimes that amazing goes away like that. Instantly. Like one day you just take the summer off, you take 2-3 months off, you come back, and all of a sudden it ain't there. And it's okay. Because if what made you special was more than physicality, you should be there. If Salah can't beat guys anymore, then Salah should be there, make sure putting himself in dangerous positions to make sure he can assist and put other people in the right place. Because then you're now Bernardo Silva, who has completely lost all his stuff, but he's still important to the team. Because people got mad at Pep, but if you look at Bernardo is not a net loss on the field. That's literally the answer. Now, what do you say about the boyfriend? Hold on. It's like
he's making a joke about Trent leaving. He doesn't know what to do. He's been abandoned by his girlfriend.
But the funny thing is, Trent's not good anymore either.
Maybe they needed each other.
And then I'm gonna add another one. Respectfully, VVD is not the same guy either. Like, we just gotta own. And this is where when people talk about how much money was being spent. The amount of money you spent to get those guys who are your legacy guys, you have to spend a minimum of 1.5 times what they were worth when you bought them to replace them. So, of course, teams are spending insane money because look at what they're trying to replace.
Yeah.
It's business, man. You can't expect the market from 5 years ago to produce the same thing.
Arun, you're on fire tonight, my guy.
On fire, but contextually incorrect, but I got you, man. Imagine saying Bernardo Silva wasn't important. Miss me with that.
Well, before we get on to City's approach and perhaps their lineup at Anfield, Asif, do you think at any point, because I haven't really seen anyone target Man City's high line, do you think Slots will just be like, look, runs from deep, break high lines? It's very simple. Just get the likes of Gravenberch and McAllister to make a run from deep and I know Virgil likes the little chip, the little dink over the cross field pass over the top. So just have the forwards check too, and have Virgil hit it over when Gravenberch runs through, and you'll break that high line. Do you think we'll see anything like that from Liverpool?
Yes.
I think we will. Yeah.
Yes.
Slot, he's methodical when it comes to stuff like that. I think he has seen it. I think we will exploit it. If Guardiola chooses to play like that, who knows? He might.
He hasn't stopped playing like that in like 20 games. I keep thinking he's going to. Nez mentioned it. It was a little bit deeper to deal with the pace of Newcastle, but Voltemata started.
Exactly. Who knows? But if you do play like that, I think we've got a couple of goals in us against them. But I think we would exploit it. But basically, I think they could exploit our back line as well with Cherky in there. I think he's probably the danger man in that team at the moment. I saw how he was playing against Spurs the other day. He was great. But yeah, we shall see. I can see it being a high scoring draw. We might be able to nick it. Depending on how that defense, Man City's defense plays, because I can see us getting a good couple of goals, especially at Anfield.
I like this. I like this record. This is a nice record for me.
Yeah, they haven't really got a good record against us. Not at Anfield anyway.
But most of that, like half of that, is Klopp.
Yeah, but I do think with the way we're playing at the moment, with the confidence, I do think a win is possible.
I like to hear it.
With how they played, I wish they were playing. They play against us like they played against Spurs. Just put it that way.
They will. What do you mean? They're going to do exactly that.
We can only hope.
You never know, Nez. You never know. He might suddenly have a change of heart or miss his.
No, you're not. Come on, man.
For me, I think it sets up perfectly for Liverpool, because what do we know about Anfield? Even if Liverpool starts slowly or asleep, if you punch them in the mouth and poke the bear, look at what happened to Newcastle. Newcastle scored first and then shipped 4 goals. So at the same time, Man City, as we spoke on, like to score goals in the first half and come out with energy in the first half, and then go to sleep for the second half. It sets up perfectly. City are going to come and score a goal, maybe 2, and poke the bear and slap you and wake you up, and then 4-2 Liverpool. Sound good? What do you think, Lewis?
I mean, I don't know what to predict with this team, because I personally am disgusted with the second half. I mean, City's going to score. I feel fully confident City will score, but City can't defend at all. And so the only way they win is either learn to play defense or outscore them. And
Gahey will come back in, right?
That doesn't matter, though. Like I'm telling you, man, because he's going to start Rodri. The whole world knows he's going to do that. He's going to start Rodri. Oh, so I'll jump to the lineup thing, right? So if we look at the predicted lineup, right? So if I give you a predicted lineup for the game, like on FootMob, it has Gigi there, which he's going to start. Gahey and Kusanov, which is correct. Aït-Nouri will on the left and Nunez on the right. I don't know if Aït-Nouri starts there. I mean, I think he might play O'Reilly.
You're not going to do what you did today, because what you did today was interesting. It was Aït-Nouri ended up being your left back because Nico O'Reilly was just inverting into the middle the whole time.
Yes, but he was playing kind of a double pivot. But I think Nico O'Reilly starts on the left, and I think Rodri starts in the middle. Bernardo will be in the middle with Rodri, and then you'll have Semenyo, Shirky, Holland, and Foden, which
you think?
Yes, and it's gonna be ugly, man.
I can see how happy you are about that.
That's not a good lineup, man. It's not.
I think it's we'll see. I know City won the last game against us. But the last two before that, we won. And then going back before that, it were all draws. Yep. So when Arun says he doesn't feel there's a high scoring draw coming on with Chelsea,
could be a 0-0.
Who knows? It's one of those games where form does sometimes go out the window. So
both teams are horrendous at defense right now.
If high
scoring, but both teams suck at defense.
If you were going to put me in a corner and say who's going to win, I'd say Liverpool. Just out of
gotta back the boys.
Sorry, Nes, but just because it's
I get it. I want my team to win. I don't know if they are going to. I want them to win.
You never know. This is the thing where people I'm
disgusted.
When it comes to top 6 teams, people are a bit more cautious, or they'll, as you know, they'll play for the last for the 70, 75 minutes. They'll play gung ho. Then after that, they'll be happy with the draw or whatever going forward. So
I mean, so I know you mentioned the next couple of games you guys have. So City play Fulham, and then they play the FA Cup after that. If City don't go all out for this game, then they're not taking it seriously, man. Like, you need to go win this. There's nothing else. There's nothing else to do but to go out and win this. And the second half of the last 4 games have shown they don't go all out to win it. You punch people in the face. You don't prick them and then let them get time to put bandages on and then stab you with the knife that you pricked them with. Like, come on, man. Like, I'd like a win. I know we can score. I give the team credit here. We gonna score. We gonna score goals. But I don't know if we stopping them. I just don't know if we stopping them, man.
The added benefit for me is that this is the last game of the weekend, right? And so City will obviously know what Villa and Arsenal have done, as those are the teams around them. But so too, Liverpool will know, because you're only 2 points behind United, 1 point behind Chelsea. I mean, even Brentford and Sunderland and Fulham, the teams right behind you, will have all played. So the pressure will be on.
Speaking about games, I'm just looking at Arsenal's next couple of games, which they're not very, they look hard on paper. Sunderland. Brentford,
well, that's at home. Sunderland are a different animal away from the Fortress of Light.
Then you've got the Spurs, Brentford, and then I'm not going to talk about the FA Cup.
Brentford will be tough. We're going to destroy Spurs. We're gonna put Spurs in a split.
Spurs away.
We're gonna mess Spurs up. Brentford will be a tough one. I'll give you that.
And then straight after
we'll see about Wigan, but.
And then straight after Spurs is Chelsea again. So you got 2 derbies in the.
I only care about
worried about Chelsea.
I hate it. I can't worry about nobody else's results. We look like booty butt cheeks, and I said that in the chat. And I'm unhappy. I'm probably the worst supporter because I was furious after that booty butt cheeks 3-1 win. It was awful. It was an awful game, and I hope we win. I don't know.
Yeah, well, for my sake, I hope Asif's prediction becomes true and we get like a 3-3, a 4-4. I would love that. That'd be absolutely beautiful. But yeah, it's definitely going to be. I agree with you guys. I think it's going to be basketball. I think it's going to be back and forth. I'm very interested to see how the box midfield of Arne Slot deals with Rodri's aging legs and whatever Man City can come up with down the middle, and also what Slot can come up with against that high line. But of course, as we've mentioned, segues are very weird. The Arsenal also making it into the Carabao Cup final with an interesting performance versus Chelsea because, yes, 4-2 Liverpool. We'd love to see it. That's what we want, Arun. Absolutely.
Hopefully. That's
yeah.
Force me to make a decision.
if you read that correctly, there's no name in front, so we know that the first name would be Man City 4 to the Liverpool. I mean, if we read
is that correct?
Things are.
If we want to be proper, prim and proper about it, yeah, absolutely.
That's how we read things, right?
Sure. Hey, we read things however we want here on the Cup
Yeah,
Chasers.
yeah.
Absolutely, we do.
Information.
But that Arsenal, I was shocked that. I mean, Arsenal was kind of like
There you go. Better. That's
yeah,
better.
no, don't come back. Don't try to fix it now, buddy. Don't try to fix it now. You already put that in the universe, my friend.
But yeah, I agree. I was absolutely very taken aback by the approach from Chelsea. I was talking to Patrick as soon as that lineup came out. And the very first thing he said is something that I've heard since yesterday as well, that it stank of the owners and the directors having a hand in who got to play. Apparently, Reece James was just rested because he's almost redlined or whatever in the red zone and all that. Palmer couldn't go a whole 90 because the medical staff said so.
So a chance at a cup final is, go ahead. Just like the lap playing on the wing, go ahead. Just go ahead.
So yeah, the tactics from Chelsea were crazy because he tried to do Amorim. He kind of tried to do an Amorim ball where I don't know. It was really tough to explain. What I did know was that when they were in possession, it worked out that Cucurella was their left forward, Liam Delap their right forward, and João Pedro was the center forward. But Enzo, in their rotation on the left-hand side, Enzo was getting lost in that first half. And so they had no width on the left. And Arsenal's press makes you hit it like they played through the press twice in that first half. And Enzo took a shot. That was like the only times they were able to do that. Arsenal's press makes you hit it long. And Sanchez was in my watch along. I think it was actually Arun. Who said it. The touch from Liam Rossinha in the middle of that game, that was pretty poor. But it was actually Arun who said that I should take a shot every time Robert Sanchez hit it long, and I would have been wasted. I would have been absolutely tanked because they were just huffing it to Delap every chance they got.
I think that was a bit of a tactic.
It was certainly the plan.
Yeah, to avoid the press. I noticed in that game as well. I don't know if you when you're doing the watch along, Jake, that every time when you were trying your set pieces, people were rushing out of your defense. The Chelsea players were rushing. So it wasn't as congested in the box because you guys are like hitting set pieces out of because of the congestion in the box, etc. You're using it to your advantage. It's just a tactic I've seen that something similar. Maybe other teams should try against you guys because of the fact that you're scoring so many set pieces. Maybe, do that. What Chelsea were doing, they were like 3 of them were just out of the. Yeah.
I think this is rage bait from Arun. The tactics were not on point, and I keep hearing people saying João Pedro was good. He wasn't.
No,
he was diving a lot. He dove a lot. He had a gold swim trunks.
I just like the tactics he used on your corners, etc., on your set pieces against you guys. And the other tactics, I wasn't a fan of. I think he was very negative, especially for the cup semi-final. But that's just my humble opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I heard a theory that he was trying to draw us on and expected us to attack a whole lot. And, like we normally do. Like the league game won't be like that. We're going to come at them in a couple of weeks' time, of course. I think he was expecting that. And so they were set up to counter. But you have to be so well drilled in that formation because it leaves such a hole in your midfield. You have to be so well drilled to execute that. And in a cup semifinal, it just totally seems the wrong time to do it. And to answer your point about the corner kick tactics from Chelsea, all we have to do is take a short corner and play a 6-a-side in the box. And there's
I agree
be
with
a
you,
lot
dude.
of space to create as well, and we just don't lump it in so the goalkeeper can just take it.
It was. I like the tactics, but it was just at one point it was Fernandez against Gyökeres.
Oh, yeah.
Differences like so you could have exploited that. But
this is exactly what I'm saying, Arun. They looked like Amorim. It looked like Amorim ball a little bit from Chelsea, and I was really what shocked me less so than the tactics. What shocked me was that there wasn't energy, that they didn't try to come at us. That they let us be so slow in possession, back and forth, side to side. And for all the people out there saying, "Oh, this is Arteta haram ball," Arteta's a football terrorist or whatever. Did you expect it? Like, did we need to go out there Gary Neville style gung ho? Because he was tucking the whole time, attack, 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 attack. Yo, we're winning.
They didn't even do anything. 0-0 was enough. Like they didn't care. Just don't get scored on. That's it. Yeah,
that's literally all we needed to do. And so, knowing Arteta like we all do, that for me, at the end of that game, my thought was Arteta is just sitting there laughing at everybody. He's just laughing at everybody. Because why would you do what your opponent wants you to do? At any point ever. In chess, in sport, in poker, in basketball, in whatever, why would you do what your opponent thinks you're going to do? I mean, I don't see where the logic where Arsenal were supposed to go in there and smash them. Yes,
Arsenal
I wouldn't have
supposed to do anything.
I wouldn't have minded that. I wouldn't have minded the first half that City had today. I wouldn't have minded that. But of course, you cannot unequivocally have the second half that City had.
It was poetic that Havertz scored.
I love it because.
The end, it was because they were out there being goofy, like on that, and that's the only reason that breakaway happened. Because the keeper was.
They took 85 minutes. They took 85 minutes to send this kitchen sink at us. They waited 85 minutes and then sent the kitchen sink. And what would have happened if they'd have sent it from the beginning happened immediately.
Exactly that. Yep. Exactly that.
And yes, I love that it was Havertz. And the away fans were singing 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again at Stamford Bridge. You love to see that. You absolutely love to see it. And so, and the same goes for me for Leeds, we'll get to that in a second, because I do want to mention the fact that Arteta's record in semifinals has been atrocious. And
this is your first final since the FA Cup I saw.
It is. Since the FA Cup final of 2020, this is the first final we've made it to. And to think that, and I actually mentioned in my watch along, I don't want to see this kind of approach in a Champions League second leg. But then I immediately came back. My next thought was, we're not going to see that from Paris or someone in the Champions League. We're going to see such a terrible approach from the opponent in the second leg, and so it'll just be a completely different thing.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't see Barcelona or PSG or
no one in Europe is doing that.
That exactly.
Well, but this is the point we made.
Yeah, really, no one else is going to either, buddy.
But like, it's Champions League, man. Like, it's the point we made about Champions League and how the tournament's completely different. Teams are playing to win in the Champions League, man. There's no way you go in with the 3-2 lead in the Champions League second leg and think they're not coming at you. They are absolutely coming at
the Emirates. It won't matter that it's at the Emirates, because did it matter that we were at the Emirates when we played Bayern in the group stage? No, they came at us. Yeah, they got wrecked, but they came at us. And so I'll be, dude, if we're up, yeah, Inter's going to sit back. Yeah, Real Madrid are going to sit back. Come on.
No one.
That's why it was so shocking from Chelsea. It's like, if we draw Chelsea in the Champions League, are they going to do that again? Are we just going to run that semifinal back if we get them in the Champions League?
I'm going to be honest. Now that I'm thinking more about it, the thought popped in my brain, which means I didn't think it myself. I don't know if Chelsea wanted to go to that final.
I mean, Liam Rosenior was talking a whole bunch of smoke in the.
Think about it. I don't think they wanted to go.
Arun, yeah, we'll remember this. Receipts, brother. We'll remember this. I'll remember this in June. I cannot wait. For people to just shut up with the champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. I'm so ready to dunk that on people. I cannot wait.
It's not like Manchester United are getting anywhere closer to the Champions League.
Boom. Nah, they'll be there next season. I think they'll be there next season. We'll see. We'll see if Karike can sustain the run.
We'll see. But there's no Champions League this season anyway.
No, 40 games, Arun. 40 games for you, brother.
Can I put my tinfoil hat on for just a second? Because I really think it just hit me. Because I watched part of that game. I don't know if Chelsea wants to go. I don't think they wanted to play in that final.
I mean, what are they? I mean, they got wins at the weekend. It's not like it's a tough game at the weekend. It's Molineux.
No. I'm not talking about the next game. I'm talking about
March.
Is it that bad?
No, I mean, like I'm looking right now. I mean, they play you guys at the beginning of March, and then they play Villa. March is awful. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. March is pretty terrible. They play you the first day of March at the Emirates, and then they play Villa in Birmingham, and then they play Newcastle at home, and then
away to Everton.
And then they play Everton on the 21st, so it would have been a game that got delayed if they made the final to move. I don't think. I don't know.
You have to play Chelsea right before you play us.
That's interesting. I don't think. I'm just looking. I'm looking at the tactics. I'm looking at how they didn't really go at you, what they were doing, like how that trickeration didn't make any sense. I don't know if they wanted to go to that final. Because it's 3-2. All you had to do was nick one. You nick one, you go in extra time. They did all that to not nick one, and they got chances. It wasn't like they didn't get chances. There was chances. I don't think they.
League.
I'm gonna laugh so hard if that's the truth, and they were like, and then we get them in and then we get them in Champions League again,
bro. Now just take a second and think about what you saw.
I really do think, Jake, though, if they played them in the Champions League, it would be a totally different story.
Yeah, there's no way they just repeat that mistake again.
No.
There's no way.
I'm serious, man. I don't think they wanted to play.
I mean, it certainly wasn't the most passionate attacking intensity you've ever seen.
Because then Arun said it. He said somebody crying. Where did he say it? He said somebody was crying. Who was crying?
He was talking about Salah. Oh, no, he was talking about Fofana. Yeah, Fofana's still crying.
Fofana was, yeah.
Well, I'm going to throw the 10. I wish I had a tinfoil hat. I'm going to put it on. I don't think they wanted to win that game. I don't think they want. There's because you literally just lined up a bunch of stuff where the dominoes started falling. They were only down one goal. All they had to do was score one. They didn't even have to win the game like that. They just needed to score one. No, man. Yeah. I don't think they wanted to win that game.
Arun says it's a wild theory.
And then they brought Palmer on super duper late.
60th. They brought Palmer and Steve on in the 60th.
So if you wanted to win the game, you down one, why wouldn't Palmer start that game?
The medical people,
goal, right? You get your one goal, right? Would you prefer to give Palmer 60 minutes, or would you prefer to give Palmer 30 minutes and then hold it? Yeah, but that don't have nothing to do with Cole Palmer. Like that doesn't have anything. Why you don't start Palmer? Because when Palmer came on, obviously he had something to him, right? Because now I'm looking, man. Hold on, man.
I was baffled at it too. So many Arsenal players.
Esteval came on. Like literally, they brought attack on super. Why wouldn't you start those two guys? They didn't want to win that game, man.
it's baffling to me because when they did bring Steve and Palmer on, they switched it to a 4-3-3. They switched away from that 3-5-2 business.
They didn't want to win that game, man. I'm fully convinced now.
Yeah. I don't
They
know.
didn't want to win.
Yeah, this is what Patrick was saying. That the manager's just a figurehead, really. He's not really making many decisions.
Because they had the issue with Maresca and the team. So
like they're probably giving him a set of parameters, and then he just has to deal with whatever they're deal with it.
But that lends itself to the fact if Chelsea is a selling club that makes money off of we brought a young player, we build up the value, we sell him. Why would I? You showcase the young players, right? They didn't want to win that game, man. I'm fully behind it now. My tinfoil hat was on, but it's fully on now because there's no way you tell me that Palmer was healthy enough to play. If he could have played 30 minutes, you could have started him in the first half.
Yeah, I agree. And at the end of the day,
it was like, 9 minutes extra time at the end of that game?
Yeah, man. The refereeing decisions at the end of the game were horrendous.
So you're telling me that he played a half, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, man. No, I'm not hearing that at all. They didn't want to win that game. I'm standing 10 toes on that one. They didn't want to win the game.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first. Yeah, it's looking like it's certainly the manager just not really making a whole lot of decisions there.
But it makes sense because Chelsea ain't trying to win nothing. They only want the big ones. They don't want to win this one. Again, the narrative about the Carabao Cup is the Mickey Mouse Trophy. They don't care about that. So they didn't even care about going to this final. They didn't. They couldn't have cared.
I can see your point. I can definitely see your point. That's why I'm going to laugh really hard if we get them in Champions League. That's going to make me laugh.
Matter of fact, I hope. Because I'm telling you, I firmly, in my spirit, believe that's what they did. And I hope you do.
FA Cup. How crazy would that be? Because we could end up seeing you a whole bunch of times, FA Cup, Champions League. We could see them in FA Cup and Champions League as well.
Yep.
That'd be crazy, man.
I think they did that on purpose, man.
Yeah, well, there you go. Speaking of wild managerial decisions, Odegaard did not start versus Leeds, and Havertz started in there. I think that's probably the biggest thing to take away from the game, the 4-0 over Leeds. I think that the most interesting bit about it is that we switched our the way we press. So Havertz in the 10 was not doing the same thing that Odegaard was doing in the 10 as far as against the ball. And I think Leeds weren't ready for it. And because Havertz was they were more static in their positions, right? So we had who was that on the right? It was Madueke was tucking in a lot and was helping in the press with the space to the right side of Gyökeres. And Gyökeres was making sure that Darlow didn't pass it out to the right, and Havertz was tucked way to the left. We don't ever see that from Odegaard in the press. And so it was a wee bit different. And I thought it was really nice to see that we could switch up how we do what we do. But what we do didn't change. The same as we were making. Sanchez hit it long, win the second ball. Declan Rice, man of the match, by the way, by just being an absolute warrior in the middle with Zubamendi. We won all the second balls. And it was the same versus Leeds. Make Darlow hit it long, win all the second balls. Chelsea manager is like a South Asian mother giving him to eat what she wants him to eat. Yep, that's an interesting analogy, but okay. The comparison, but yeah. But yeah, the press is designed at macro level to make the goalkeeper hit it long, right? And so I was very impressed by the way we did it differently with Havertz, but the result was the same. And as long as we were winning second balls like we did versus Chelsea, we did it versus Leeds as well. Yes, Leeds were stout and stubborn in their defense in the first half. And so, yep, we opened it up with a corner kick. And then, Owen Goal jumped up and got himself another one. But I think they ended up giving that goal to Madueke. The corner kick goal to Madueke. But and then in that second half, Odegaard came in and showed how he is different. Everybody in the week was talking about, oh, Odegaard's not this. Odegaard plays too slow. He doesn't play through the lines. He doesn't make vertical passes. Came in and did just that. Got an assist, and then the pass before the assist on the Gyökeres goal. Or no, he got the on the Gyökeres goal. He put it into the channel for Martinelli, and then credit Gyökeres getting in front of his man. Classic striker goal. You love to see that. And then Odegaard played the ball into Gabriel Jesus, who scored versus Leeds as well. And so I want to shout out the fact that, and I have no idea why he wasn't in the Chelsea lineup. I don't even have a clue why he wasn't even there. He wasn't on the bench. I still haven't figured that one out. Maybe it's rest like Reece James. I don't know. I thought Eze was okay in there first Chelsea, but Odegaard, I think, is definitely, as much as he's been under flack recently, he's going to be a major part of the run-in, and I'm pretty sure that we'll see him versus Sunderland at the weekend, because we're going to dominate all of the ball. But versus Leeds, it was different. I think Arteta knew we weren't necessarily going to have all of the ball, and that Leeds, who do like to play through the lines, if you let them, if you give them the space, and Arteta figured out a way to not give them that space without, maybe giving Odegaard a rest. Maybe he did need that rest, and it was just something that worked out tactically as well that Arteta was able to do. But the bread and butter of our team, man, as long as we win second balls, we just don't give any opportunities, especially if you don't try. Like Chelsea, you're not going to get many opportunities. But we didn't give Leeds a sniff, man. Didn't give them anything. And it's this momentum. Yeah, the Man United game was definitely a blip. That was definitely a, big occasion, and it's still an issue. It's still a question that you can ask of this team, is on the biggest of big occasions, are we going to be there? And last night was a pretty big occasion, and we were there for it.
Well, I think, one thing about I think looking at the Arsenal game as well, because I think I saw when Odegaard came on. I think another difference is, and we've talked about him, being the captain and the weight that it carries. I think I'm going to give.
Never going to happen.
Huh?
Talking about Arun here. This is never going to happen.
What I'm thinking, and here's what I think. Like, so I watched it, and the thing about it is I didn't see the first half, but I saw you guys were up once. And so I was watching the game because I don't even know when the game came on. But I think what it did is it was the hope that if the first group did what they needed to do, Odegaard can come on and just be free and play free flowing. And there's not a pressure on him to need to create and make the team do something. And so when he came on and he doesn't have pressure, he can do that. So I actually, because who you guys play this week?
Sunderland. We got Sunderland at home.
I would dare say, if Arteta is following the sort of the tactics to do the psychological thing without pickpockets, I would do the same thing again. I mean, I agree with you that he probably will start, but I think I might sit him again, not because he's played poorly, but because I think players like him need that confidence thing. Like the team, that like he knows he's going to play. Like there's zero question he's not going to play in the game. But I think there's a different pressure of you starting a game and need to carry everything, and coming in and saying, okay, I see what's going on. Let me fix it from here. Because you guys were up 2-0 at that point, and you looked good before that based on the highlights I saw. So when he came in, you're like, I can just do what I want to do now. And I think a free-flowing Odegaard is the best version of him. And so, as you said, you guys are playing Sunderland at home. I think you'll be fine at home, even like a 0-0 at half. Say it's 0-0 at half, and he didn't start, and he comes on in the second half. I still think that's less pressure than starting the game with the expectation of I got to carry everything, because it's sort of like I'm able to watch the game and figure out where I can fit, right? Because when you're in the fire, it's a little bit different. Should he start? Yeah, I think he should start. But if Arteta does it again, I think it's meant the intention would be to give him that space to watch the game and see where he can fill it and see where the errors or the potential of filling holes are a lot better. Because I mean, the game was never in question before he was in it. And I feel like if you guys do what you're supposed to do against Sunderland, I mean, because Sunderland's decent, but I mean, they're not like good like that. So, and Sunderland is playing for something now. Mind you, they're playing for something because they're on 36. And if they can get 39, obviously they're in the race for the top 4 or 5. So, I mean, they're going to play for something. But I think playing against Leeds was playing for something. Leeds don't want to get relegated. You know what I'm saying? So they're playing for something.
Hey, Martin Odegaard is a fantastic photographer. He is an incredible photographer. You should check out his Instagram. He's got tons of nice scenery, scenic pictures, mountain shots, all kinds of good stuff.
Well, it's funny because even in the joke he mentioned aura. Like, I think that's an issue for like a lot of these pro ballers now, man. I think it's in their heads about what they're supposed to be, and I think it's and the thing about it is if you feel any chinks in your aura or you don't feel fully there, it's a thing that causes a little bit of a frustration. I would say who was it? Who was your center half who got mad at the end of the United game? Was it Gabriel? I don't know which guy. It was one of your center halves that got pissed off.
Oh, that didn't shake his hand. That didn't shake homie's hand. Yeah, that was Gabriel.
Gabriel.
That was a shake in the aura because those guys are seen as the best center back pairing in the world, and I would agree they probably are in this moment. So imagine how your aura would feel beat up a little bit because you got beat by United, right? And so it feels like something that it's like a personal attack is I'm not who I think I am. And I think if a manager psychologically manages that, I think that helps. So I don't know. I wouldn't be if he did do that, I think that would be the reason he didn't start him. I suspect he starts him, but I would be kind of proud of Arteta if he didn't start him and kind of did the same thing again.
Yeah, that tells me he does. That tells me he knows what you're saying, Arun. What do you think of Odegaard?
You talk about order, etc. You have to look at the media attention now compared to what it was before, and you're talking about no personality. Well, half the time you've got to cover what you say. People are now compared to what it was before. For example, in the 90s, where you'd hear all sorts of obscenities. So, and even people speaking on the field, etc. But it is what it is. So yeah, I don't blame him. And I have a few Norwegian friends, and they're not the most not all of them, but quite a few of them are not the most outgoing sort of people, compared to like the West or the Southeast. But yeah, it's just that could be down as culture-wise, not just personality. So.
Well, I mean, he is the captain, and I was having an interesting debate about the type of captain, and like back in the day, I personally like a captain to be yelling at people, to be in people's face, to be, standards, right? Ty Viking Odegaard, to be like setting the standard. Yes, that person also has to hold the standard. If you're going to be yelling at people, you also have to be doing your job. But as the captain, I like a vocal captain, and I'm not sure that Odegaard is necessarily that. I think he's somewhere in between a lead by example.
I think
tell you where to go.
Lead by example sort of one, compared to say Van Dijk. You could see him on the field. He's a lot more. Yeah, he's more expressive in what he says. But it depends. Arsenal before you used to have Tony Adams, who was a lot more woke back in the day.
Very vocal.
And so it depends on how how people would perceive. Not many of the Arsenal team may not like a shouter or someone getting on their back. So that could be. But sometimes you need that sort of encouragement as well. So a lot more. Like for example, at City, you see Haaland. He's a centre forward, but you can see him giving the telling Pierce the wingers off for not passing to him, etc. So,
Yeah.
But I think we're skipping a thing because you use Van Dijk and you use Adams, but these are guys that I mean, if I'm being honest, you be like, hey man, I might have to fight this guy, right? And I mean, it's really about I gotta fight this guy. Like, hey, we could talk trash about Virgil van Dijk, but you trying to fight him? Because I'm gonna go with no. I ain't nobody trying to fight him, right? And so I think
only Kobe's crazy enough to fight Shaq, right?
Right, and so I think a lot of times if you got the yelling, screaming captain, you got to know that yelling, screaming captain can fight you, and you better know you can beat them. And if it's that, then I think it's different because I look at other captains who yell and scream. I know they're gonna fight, right? And it's just like Bernardo is City's captain, but Kyle Walker was the captain in that fiasco before, and nobody respected him. Could Kyle Walker fight you? Yes, but you know what? If he came yelling at you and need to fight you as much as what he was, you might want that fight. You're like, I'm waiting to fight you, and so it's kind of one of those things.
That just reminds me of when I met Patrick Vieira on the plane from Manchester to France.
That's awesome.
And that guy was huge. I would never have picked a fight.
Exactly, you're not fighting that guy.
that guy was like, whoa, yeah, you would not want to pick that.
That's what we know about Patrick Vieira.
I would totally understand why he was your captain and no one would want to pick a fight with him.
Right.
Only Roy Keane.
Yeah, well, Roy Keane would pick a fight with Roy Keane. You know?
Roy Keane would pick a fight with Roy Keane, yeah.
That's it. But otherwise, you're not fighting none of these people.
No. But I feel like that kind of captain just might be gone in the game completely. You know?
There's not many of them around, yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, my God. The memes. Did you see the one that I sent you where Traore throws Cucurella and then it's like going through a bullet? It's like a ballistics bullet going through a block of whatever they shoot that into.
When Traore turned around and did like this, I was like, "Oh, it's over for him." You can see it in the eyes. He's like,
"There it goes."
Oh.
What's also so crazy that nobody's talking about is that none of them got sent off. It was Todibo. No one's talking about the fact that Todibo put his hands around homie's neck because Traore sent Cucurella to
They do that to Cucurella all the time, man.
Oh my God, that was hilarious, dude. Yeah, man, that was absolutely hilarious. Adama Traore, man, he's just a character. He's always been a character.
I saw that AI video that he said. I seen it. That's hilarious,
dude. That was crazy. I've seen it all. Oh man, that stuff was nuts. Yeah, man. AI is great. AI is funny. Absolutely. But segues are weird. Arsenal definitely going to have to bring it on Saturday versus Sunderland. Yes, I've mentioned that they're not the world's greatest away from the Fortress of Light, and their results have shown that. But I feel like we're in the spot now, like I got here on the bottom. We got to keep building the momentum, right? And this is another chance to, once upon a time, we put a run of 18 games together where we lost once and drew one and still didn't win the league, right? If we put a run like that together now, it's out of sight for sure. If we can get some momentum going, even more momentum, I think that this can be, a good run for us. Yes, we've got some difficult fixtures, and obviously the fixture list is completely full. The games keep coming, but this is an opportunity because you guys play each other. Aston Villa are away to Bournemouth. Man U and Spurs play. Like, it's a chance to really, once again, put our foot down and stamp our authority on the league. And we've had this opportunity presented to us twice recently, where one of you guys, I'm hoping City drop points, obviously, but it's an opportunity to really, once again, like we beat Leeds 4-0, and that was a big statement win. And this is another opportunity. If we can put another statement win, put so much pressure on everybody else, because we're in the 10 o'clock window, right? So, yeah, man, it really only put pressure on Liverpool and City. But, I think mentally, after going through to the final, we definitely can't deflate. We can't have a deflated performance. The Carabao Cup, we've said, has always been about momentum and not necessarily the prize money. And so we got to continue on off the back of that emotion and that win. It's another game at home. Obviously, we're expecting to win. We're expecting to dominate the ball. I think Sunderland are really, really going to battle in the midfield. And I've mentioned it before, but we got to win the second balls in this one. Same as we did well against Chelsea, did well against Leeds. We absolutely have to dominate the midfield, and it's going to be tough. Granit Xhaka won't be there, so that's a boon for us, you would say. Granit Xhaka is missing. Maybe he just didn't want to play against us because he help us out on our way to a title this season. But I think that it'll probably be Trossard again, I think, instead of Martinelli. It's a different kind of feel, Sunderland. But I won't be surprised to see Martinelli because Arteta has played Martinelli against low blocks when you certainly weren't expecting them to. I think this one will be one of those super low blocks. So we might see Trossard. I wouldn't even mind seeing Eze out on the left, actually. But I do expect it to be Odegaard, Rice, and Zubamendi in the midfield. Although, if he does rest Rice or Zubamendi, it won't be too shocking, especially the interview that Rice gave after the game. Like they asked him how he was feeling after such an emotional win, such an emotional night. The first thing he said was, shattered. He's like super tired, So we may see some rotation there in the midfield. I don't necessarily want to. We do have a FA Cup game next weekend that we can do some rotation in. But, of course, we play Brentford in the middle of the week. So the games, like I said, keep on coming. And this one is definitely an important one. But, yeah, it'll be Gyökeres. I think it should be. It'll be Madueke again. Although I heard that Saka was only going to miss the Chelsea game. So if he's fit, obviously he starts in front of Madueke. And then across the back, if Calafiore's fit, I want to see him again. But Hincapié was fantastic for Chelsea. Pierre Hincapié was great versus Chelsea. So we'll probably see him. And then it's Gabriel Saliba, Timber, and Raya, of course. It'll be, is what you would expect to see. And as you get closer to the run-in, you can kind of start predicting lineups, right? That's kind of how it's been when City were, in their pomp, and when Liverpool were winning last season. It was kind of the same, just kind of run it back, and keep same tactics, same ideas. And I'm starting to see that. And as far as tactics, as far as making teams hit it long, win second balls, and we'll have to transition quickly. Kai Havertz was helping us to do that well versus Leeds, and so we'll need a similar kind of thing from Odegaard, who I do expect to start versus Sunderland. 1-2 touch stuff, man, in the transition. When we win the ball back high up the field and Sunderland aren't set, that's the formula for me, and just got to finish. And I think that. It's very good to see now that our best three frontmen, our number nines, so to speak, are all playing well and scoring goals and giving Arteta that headache. It's a great headache to have.
Would you play Jesus or would you play Gyökeres?
It's Gyökeres all day long. Gyökeres is the starter. He's the number 9. He's the one that he should start every game for the rest of the season for me. Maybe not Wigan. You can give him a rest versus Wigan, but and I doubt that he will start every game. I expect that we will see it reversed at times where Jesus starts and Gyökeres comes in the 70th or whatever. But Gyökeres is like 13 goal contributions now. He's got like 10 goals, 12 to 3 assists, all competitions. So he's hitting form at the right time. And like I said, Jesus is also scoring goals at hitting form at the right time. And Havertz is playing well, hitting form at the right time. So it's a fantastic headache to have. It's a good place to be in, and so I'll obviously, I won't be, it's one of those things where we finally built the squad depth that when Saka went out before the game versus Leeds, I was like, oh, that's a bummer. But where last season I would have been like, oh, we're screwed. Oh, we're so effed. Oh my God, I would have been doing this right here. Oh no. This season, people go down, it's like, yeah, right. Well, we got some pretty adequate backup in every position. Say what?
Next man up.
Yeah.
No, this is what cost Arsenal previously, as you know, Jake. Your strength in depth, which I think you've addressed with your signings this season. So we'll see. Depending on how the rest of the league pans out now as well.
Hey, as long as one of those touches, Arun, is in the back of the net, that's all that matters. Are you talking about Erling Haaland here? Charles says 2017-18 Carabao was Pep's first. It's a full circle for him, I guess. This time it's Eye of the Tiger for us. Let's go. Yep, I like it. Oh. Absolutely. Yeah. Talking about how winning the Carabao Cup was like Pep's first, and then you go on to win more trophies.
I've seen this because then it was also something along the lines of like something about beating. I think City beat Arsenal in that one. It was Wenger's final year or whatever like that, and so they're like a full circle thing. But it's different because we're in all competition still. Like that Arsenal team and this City team is not the same thing. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Like finals are different, right?
Anything could happen, especially with how Arsenal and Man City have been matching up recently as well. So,
well, then, and this is what it's squeaky bum time in the final, man, because the City team that won. Well, Arun can't stand Arsenal, can he? He just keep taking shit.
No, he doesn't. It seems like Arun can't stand anybody except for United, and he even couldn't stand them for a while until recently.
Throw them on there after this one, and we'll throw some shade at them or something.
Yeah, why
not? The thing is like the City team that won the Champions League final against Inter. They didn't play anything like the City team that played that whole year. Finals are very different, man. Like when City played United two years ago in the FA Cup final, they literally played like trash, and then you found out they was all drunk from winning the league 4 in a row. So that's why you never know what the dudes are doing, like City thought they could go in the final drunk and beat United. They got what they deserved, right? I was there. I was in Boca. I was in Boca, and it was a City and United bar together, which I don't know how
that's weird,
but it was an awful watch. I did go back to that bar this past year, and it's not a drunk excuse. First of all, they won, right? And I said they got what they deserve. So it is what it is, right? Because, whatever, right? But you go from there, and then I went back this year, and then they beat United. I mean, obviously, we lost them recently. And
Arun's had enough of the drunk excuse.
Well, I mean, they don't know what it's like to win a league, so they wouldn't know what it is to get drunk after. Oh. Right? Because these current fans, because City has finished above United how many years in a row? Okay, so we can get drunk off.
I can't even remember the last time Man United won the league.
So we can get drunk off them tears. How about I'm normally like cool with the shade, but I'll throw some shade back too now.
Has United finished above City since the Aguero?
Yes, they won in the league the next year.
Next season, yeah, okay.
The worst league defense ever by Mancini, who lost the worst season ever because they lost to Wigan, relegated Wigan in the FA Cup final.
Yeah. Okay. Getting my timeline mixed up.
It wasn't drunk in that one. They just sucked.
They just suck. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
But Spurs might get them, though. Spurs might get them.
Yeah, bringing it back full circle. Once again, I think Arsenal will do just fine versus Sunderland, and I'm excited for the game. But yeah, like we've said a number of times, it's segues are weird. Will United beat Spurs, or is the guy gonna have to wait? Is United Strand gonna have to wait, and Spurs are gonna Spurs all over? Is it at Old Trafford? Is this one at Old Trafford? Where is this game?
Old Trafford. It is the first. It's the 7:30 game on Saturday.
Flood Trafford. We will be doing the watch along then. That is for sure. We will be here to do the watch along.
Head-to-head,
man.
Just so you know, the head-to-head, I'm gonna run this back because United, right? So the last one was a draw, and then the 4 previous games before that, Spurs won all of them. All of them.
I don't think we can ever forgive Manchester United for letting. I can't forgive you, Arun.
The last time
for giving Spurs a European trophy. I'm never going to forgive you for that. So,
hey man.
Yeah. Last game was a sham. So was that Europa League final, bro. So was that Europa League final. It's an absolute sham, an utter disgrace. That. Absolutely. But I don't know. Spurs are really bad at the moment.
All I know is the last 10 games United played against Spurs, they haven't beat them. Just so you know. They haven't beat them. Go look. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I'm here.
We was throwing shade. I'm gonna throw the shade back now. United. I was being cool until then, but now you got 10 games since the last United win.
They've got a few signings now. They've got a bit of a good result against Man City. Let's see if they can crack on.
No. Hold up. He said last game was a sham. No, we can't make excuses. Remember, I couldn't make the drunk excuse. I don't want to hear shams. I don't want to hear none of that shams. You must be the sham to wipe the tears off your face. What are we talking about? That's not what we're talking about now.
Every streak ends. Yeah, I think.
The Dookie streak down the back of the underwear because it's 10 games that they had won. That's right. I'm gonna throw the shade. I'm gonna throw the shade because you threw the shade. So now it's my turn. It's my turn. I love it, and I'm normally like, but now no. 10 games ain't beat Spurs. Just
the gloves are
hold that. Make sure you hold that. I'm just saying. Just make sure you hold it.
I mean, Spurs are on they're boosted after the 2-2 win versus Manchester City.
Hey
man,
Spurs are undefeated in their last 4 games, man.
Hey man,
I mean they're getting ahead. Look at this.
Yeah. I'm not so certain, Arun. I'm not so certain. Yeah. When do you play them again? Do you play them again this season, Lewis?
Nah, they don't play again.
No.
They don't play again. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's right. Because you have 40 games, Arun. You're not in anything else.
In addition to that, they can play like us on the video game because they're gonna be at home while we on the field. I mean, they could do that, or they could wait till next season to play.
Oh, yeah.
What are we talking about? Again, yeah. Spurs, 10 games, no wins.
Yeah, it would definitely be Spursy to keep what's his face from cutting his hair. Because if you do beat Spurs, Arun, if you do beat Spurs and then lose to West Ham on the 5th game, dude, that'd be hilarious. That would be funny.
They've got history against West Ham, so I don't mind.
What are you talking about? Get slapped up again? Like what, from 2007? Is that what you're talking about? It's been 5 seasons since you beat them, Arun. 5 seasons, man. Is that what we're talking about here? Yeah, I don't know.
I
history to see.
Have you guys noticed that since Man United have started going on a little bit of a streak,
I told you this.
United fans
I remember this.
have now started piping up again.
You remember I said this? I said, remember when I said if they win the game, they was going to be insufferable? I told you that. And then look what happened. Insufferable.
Yeah, you were right, Des. You were right.
If you thought Arsenal fans were bad, let's
can't give them nothing, man. Can't give them nothing. Oh, we won a game.
He did say this.
United fans doing what United fans do.
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. But you know, I think they found their level with Grimsby. So. You gotta, you know, they were in a dark place. United fans, they were in a dark place for a while. You gotta give them something. They've won 3 games in a row, guys. You gotta give them a little bit. They've won 3 games in a row.
It's the new manager bounce. The little spur on the end of the Spurs' foot is about to pop the bubble. Because what we talking about, man? They puffing the chest out too hard. Because now you know, we got Michael Carrick and shut up.
They got to get hit by the Thomas the Frank engine.
Shut up.
Oh man!
No,
you can smile. You can smile till 7:30. You can smile till 7:30 on Saturday.
They can smile with the little mask on the face with the tears behind it. You can be the meme. That's what you can smile as.
The Carrick Derby, he says. How is it what Michael Carrick went to Spurs? I knew I didn't like that guy. Did he really?
Yeah.
I knew I didn't like that guy.
You guys signed him from Spurs.
I knew I didn't like him at all. Ugh.
And see, what he's going to do is return the solid back to the London team. Pop the ball.
This is the hate watch of all hate watch. I hate you both.
I ain't watching it.
I hate both of this. Yeah. No, I'll be up. I'll do the watch along, and we'll throw some shade at Arun because he'll be here. We certainly appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. Of course. But yeah, man, as far as how the game is going to match up, as long as Spurs aren't at walking pace, I think it actually might be an interesting one.
They play. They play, man. Like it's good. I think it'll be a pretty open game, man.
There'll be a lot of space. A lot of
fouls. You know how it is.
Yep. Be there when we win, he says. Please be there when we win. When Man U beat Spurs.
I thought they were talking about a trophy because that's going to be a long time.
Ooh. Yeah, that's going to be quite some time. You know, at least 18 months.
Well, I mean, you got 10 games, right? And I think Spurs will probably get 11 games without losing to you. So we're just going to let that be what it is. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and Arun, you know, Asif's not cheering for you either, bro. You got no friends here.
No
one.
Not for Man United. But
do you have to understand where you are for
Champions League this season too?
Spurs. Notice I haven't said what Spurs would get, but Spurs. I'm gonna just leave it like that. I'm looking, and Xavi Simons is gonna come for everybody's breakfast that day. That's who I'm gonna call the talisman in that game, man. He will be the guy.
I mean,
I can see Solanke actually scoring in that game, especially after that.
Yeah.
You know, he normally scores in like gluts. So.
Yeah, nastier than that scorpion kick, huh? See. Yeah, I don't know. Better than a Don Solanke scorpion kick at Flood Trafford. I'm here for it. Absolutely. It's weird, you know, because Spurs are so poor. They're so bad that like it doesn't bother me when they do good anymore because they're horrible and they're like nowhere near any of us. Like that's another team that I would absolutely love to see in Champions League. Just wipe the floor with them. That'd be beautiful.
I don't know,
man. Hey, Lauren. Yep.
You tell him, Lauren.
Spurs fan soup. I'm absolutely
it's the saltiest soup ever. The saltiest one ever.
Yeah, tomorrow night is Man United tier soup. You know, We're just drinking rival tears out here.
That's the most. That's like salt water from the ocean.
Yeah.
Salt.
Oh goodness. Yes, and Arun, I'm already waiting. The Arun's comment about how he beat both of us is loading. I can hear that, but yeah, we'll see in May.
That's their trophy, though. Like
we'll see what's going on in May. Yeah, we'll
beat so and so in January.
Hey, I know all about that trophy. The our Arsenal beat Man City trophy. I like that one. That was good last season. yeah. before the Man U soup. Yeah, absolutely.
Because it'll have like remnants from the roof in there.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. Some rats
and all that stuff.
Yeah, rats. Oh goodness. Yeah. Well, anyway, I think that's my dinner's calling. So I think we'll leave it right there. It's certainly going to be a fantastic weekend in the Premier League. I'm looking forward to it, of course. And so make sure you're smashing up the like button for a fantastic weekend in the Premier League. We're looking forward to it. Of course, it's been a good one tonight. We certainly appreciate all of you being here. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. It'd be a pleasure to welcome you to the community. Of course, hype it up if you got any of those left. And like we said, thank you so much for being here. And we got one more comment coming in. 3-0 to Man United is the prediction there from
down. Two thumbs down. There you go.
2 thumbs down. And on that note, you will see us next time.